Luke Combs, back in the saddle. Let's talk about it.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a great episode for you today. We got the one and only Luke Combs. It's honestly been a while since I talked about Luke Combs. I mean, technically the last time that I talked about Luke Combs on his own was probably back in 2022 or 2023, around there, where I talked about a Luke Combs single. And then, recently around 2024, we covered that new Post Malone album that had 2 Luke Combs features on it, which I did enjoy those songs. So, guys, we got Luke Combs, and this song right here is called Back in the Saddle. And one of the things that this music video has is actually a NASCAR legend with it, which, we got a homage to the original Dale Earnhardt, and then we got homage to the son, Dale Earnhardt Jr. that's on this, and the classic number 8 black cars up there. And that's a pretty cool thing if you're a NASCAR fan. I was back in the day. Guys, don't ask me about anything about fucking NASCAR. I don't know shit about that. All I know is about NASCAR back in the day. Now, back in the saddle, let's talk about this goddamn song, starting off with the instrumental. Now, this is why I like my country instrumentals just like this. I don't like my country instrumentals being basic as hell, or being boring as hell, with the same guitar loop, or the same type of drums that just kind of replay over and over and over again, and people want to call that country. And, I kind of look at that and I go, well, that's lazy country. That's the country that you can make in like a couple of fucking hours if you want to make a country song. No, this is the country that I like. I like how the guitar actually has some soul to it. I like it that has...
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtual Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your virtual pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
It's these little switch-ups that happen in between the instrumental. And I also do like that actually we get some rock and roll thrown in here. We actually get a little bit of a couple of guitar solos that go throughout this whole entire song. I would say there's 2 solos. There's one guitar solo that sounds really good. I liked it. But then there's that second guitar solo that kind of just kicks it up a notch. And I will say, this is probably better. This guitar solo right here, with how hard this, second guitar solo just kind of packs a punch, this is probably harder than some fucking 2025 rock songs that I've covered on this show. I mean, honestly, they kind of make those songs look laughable because, this is supposed to be a country song, and bro's doing it better than, most of these goddamn artists are doing it today. So I really do like that second guitar solo. That's a really cool thing. And it just kind of switches up the instrumental. The problem with country songs, in my opinion, especially newer country songs, is they just sound too much of the same. I mean, holy shit, guys. You can't make this up. I mean, some Morgan Wallen songs, I fucking roll my eyes. Some country songs that I've heard in 2025 this year that I've decided not to do reviews on, thank fucking God. If I ever would have did those reviews, and I just want to highlight why country music sounds so fucking boring. Well, I can tell you why. It's because, country music in today's age is usually the same type of lyrics, alright? There's no switch-ups, there's no flow switches, there's no vocal switches. I mean, you're lucky. You're fucking lucky if you get an instrumental switch-up, which is why I really like this instrumental right here. So, I'm glad that Luke Combs actually picked some really great production. I remember back in the day when I talked about Luke Combs, and I say back in the day, but it was only a couple of years ago. I remember talking about Luke Combs, and, you know, his production, what he chose, you know, the guitar solo he chose, the song that he produced, or whoever his fucking producer was, which, hopefully they fired that guy and he got somebody else, because this is how his song should be produced. Not like a couple of years ago, where it's just like the lowest quality, like, rock and roll instrumental I've ever heard in my goddamn life. So I'm really glad that this one really packs a punch, and it kind of makes sense. You know, it really does make sense. You know, if this is supposed to be a comeback single, I want my comeback to have a big-ass punch. You know, I don't want to do what some pop artists have been doing recently with their comebacks and dropping some mid-as-fuck music. You know, if I'm going to have a comeback, I want to come strong, and this is how you do it right here. Now, let's get into the first verse. I would say the first verse is pretty good. Now look, Luke Combs does do the scream singing, and I think the scream singing...
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl, and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at Friskies.com or visit your local store.
Is actually done pretty well here. There's two problems, you know, well, not two problems. I mean, sometimes they are two problems. But there's two things that can happen with scream singing. You can either pull a jelly roll, where you sound annoying as hell after 2 minutes of doing the same scream singing, or you could be Luke Combs in this situation and actually sing, and actually, you know, sound good singing. I mean, thank fucking God. You know, you don't got auto-tune that's, you know, losing its goddamn mind. You don't got vocals that sound like they're, like, gonna, like, fucking stab my ears with how, like, high-pitched the auto-tune is. And, you know, you can hear the fucking vocals breaking up as Jelly Roll or some of these other motherfuckers that, you know, call themselves country singers, and then they just prove it all wrong once they start scream singing right there. You know, this is how you do scream singing right. So, overall, I would say this first verse is pretty good. You know, I like this singing. Singing's pretty good here. I do like the hook. I do like it when that guitar kicks in. Now, I will say this. I really wish the drums were more pronounced. I really wish they would have some more thump to them. I really wish the drums would just, you know, turn the volume up a little bit more. You know, we really, you know, let the guitar be the mainstay. We really let the, you know, the rock and roll elements be the mainstay. But I really wish the drums could have also been a mainstay. You know, that's a lot of things missing with newer country songs, in my opinion. You know, it's just like, we never want to, you know, go too crazy on the drums. And I always ask this question, why don't we want to go too crazy on the drums? Why don't we want to turn up the volume? Why don't we want to, you know,
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue. Subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Let the drums actually speak for themselves, because the drums, guys, can bring a good groove to the song, can bring a good beat to the song, can actually, you know, make your head start, you know, nodding to the whole country song thing. And this is why, you know, I really wish the drums were more pronounced. You know, it's either, you know, these drums just feel lifeless, or it's like some other country artists, they like to, you know, just throw in trap drums. They like to throw in a trap drum loop and go, there you go, guys, there's the drums, you know, hey, we got the drums right here, you know. I went online and I looked up a trap loop that I could just throw on, and there you go, guys. That's my drums for my country song. It's either those two things, which I just don't understand why. I mean, get a fucking drummer. I mean, Lord, is it that goddamn hard? Like, you already have the rock and roll elements in this song. Why couldn't we complete the rock and roll elements of this song? I mean, holy shit. So I really wish the drums were a lot better in this song. But let's talk about the hook. I really do enjoy the hook. I think the hook gets the job done, and I think it also sounds pretty good. You know, I was really wondering, am I going to enjoy this hook? Because, you know, the hook is, you know, kind of taking the scream singing and kind of, you know, going absolutely full force with it. Now, I think this works because Luke Combs' voice is not, like, sounding bad on here. It actually sounds pretty good. And I'm kind of, like, you know, surprised this man, you know, didn't have no vocal chops up. You know, they didn't have no, like, weird, like, you can hear the robotic vocals with auto-tune sometimes when artists start, like, scream singing into the mic, which tells me that whoever produced this song really made an effort to make the scream singing, you know, not, you know, be too overboard for the whole entire song, which I do like that. And then we get the second verse, and the second verse is like a little slight flow switch up. We actually get a Luke Combs flow switch up in the second verse, which I do like. It just brings, you know, some more enjoyability to the song, you know. It makes you want to keep listening to the song just kind of over and over and over again. So I do enjoy that. And I really do enjoy the NASCAR element of this song for any long time, you know, or older NASCAR fans, or, you know, NASCAR fans like me who only watched it when they were a young-ass kid and, you know, got to see a glimpse of, you know, the good old days of NASCAR.
Hey, it's Paris. You know, I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
The McDonald's Snack Wrap is back. You brought it back. Ranch Snack Wrap. Spicy Snack Wrap. You broke the internet for a snack. Snack Wrap is back. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
Before it went fucking hell. But I really wish that, you know, this song had better drums. And I kind of wish, too, the second verse is alright, but I really wish he could have switched up his style. You know, I really wish he didn't keep the scream singing going on. Honestly, when he did that flow switch, I wish he would have just kind of switched his vocals too, which he doesn't do. So that's my only complaint. The second verse still feels too much like the first one, so that's a little boring. And for this being almost a 4-minute song, I mean, you gotta switch it up sometimes. I mean, you can't be pulling a Drake here. I mean, that's how your songs get fucking boring as hell to listen to. So, guys, overall, I think I really enjoyed this one. Back in the Saddle by Luke Combs is surprisingly a pretty good song. Nothing to really complain about here. I actually do enjoy all the elements here. And honestly, I will say this. If you're looking for a 2025 country song and you're like, Morgan Wallen wasn't doing it for me on that album, which is very understandable. I mean, we did a whole review of that album. Or, you know, all these other, you know, country artists, you know, maybe Jelly Roll's not doing it for you. Maybe you need something a little bit more country. Well, this song by Luke Combs is certainly going to get the job done. So, I'm going to give this song a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, guys. What did y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single day. Guys, we'll be having an album review out tomorrow, so get ready for that. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.